Well, good day, everyone. I hope you subscribe and like my page. I might talk slower than these 22-year-olds here on YouTube, but I want to get to the point of things as an American citizen and listening to the news this morning. Now, last night, I was awake all night long. This political stuff with Elon Musk and Trump going into the Treasury Department. And can you imagine having our Social Security information, all our data, our bank accounts, everything like that? No wonder why I have bags under my eyes. I'm concerned about foreclosures. Um, we're already have seen um, prices go up like crazy. Gasoline, who's gonna want to drive any place? You're gonna have to make do with getting around in other forms of transportation. Um, Prescription drugs. Trump changed that. It's like Trump is on a revengeful kick. Any previous president that he just hates and wants to destroy their bills, what they have done for the American people to help us live and survive after 2009. He just wants to take it all down. And, you know, going into the Treasury Department and saying there's a waste of money, come on, it's a billionaire going in there and taking that money for himself and their other billionaire friends. Trump's getting a kick out of that. Like, what is wrong with people? Why hand somebody the keys that doesn't belong there to go in and hack our computer systems? We already have China that has done that, and Russia. I mean, and so we have inside job of Elon Musk that he should have just stayed with his space program and not even gotten involved in politics. But it's the money. It's the money, folks. And look, I, eh, this is the distraction of Trump also. And you have to realize that when I'm watching even a YouTube channel or the news media saying, well, Trump's gone a little bit goofy or he's getting worse and this and that, he's playing a game. It's a distraction while he robs you. It's a distraction. He can act like an idiot. He can act stupid. It's all an act. God help us. I'm tired of it. I got bags under my eyes. I can't sleep. I didn't go to bed till 5:30 in the morning. I mean, can you imagine? Where's the empathy? Take away Head Start programs for children, take away the child care tax, take away Meals on Wheels, take away SNAP food for a lot of senior citizens use that, and people that are homebound or sick or disabled. Um, cut Medicaid out, um, cut out original Medicare and put you on Advantage plans that are total ripoff. And if you go and look at consumer complaints from seniors about Medicare or AERP, they're just ripping people off. It's it's become a society of I don't care about you and how you are living. I don't care about that. I'm going to take your money and be rich. That's that's just, you know, I'm told to pray that Donald Trump would be getting better. I watched his niece, Mary Trump, talk on one of her videos saying that she watched her grandfather with his dementia, and when he got older, when he didn't recognize her because his illness was getting worse, he was kinder to her. And I think she was trying to relate that to as Donald Trump gets older, maybe he'll have empathy for people. Really, I, I don't. I only God knows, and I just can't see that happening. I can't see that happening. I just see a video taken in the second White House down in Florida, his place with all his billionaire friends there who pay an arm and a leg to have a shitty dinner and listen to him ramble on like we have to every day in the news. It's just too much. And they secretly videotape him smiling and happy that these people are all going to get tax breaks and the middle class is not. The middle class, it's going to come down to there's not going to be a middle class. The other thing is, people, you have to get smart. You have to look at what's going on in the economic world. And right now, the car dealerships are at a dead end stop with car sales because of what Trump has done with tariffs right now and products coming from other countries for cars that these dealerships could go into bankruptcy and collapse, just close down. And then you just have a junkyard of cars. It's just too much. It's like our inflation, even for the prices of our houses, are outrageous. Um, that Bitcoin, and they're pushing that, and they're pushing not to use cash, but everything through the bank. Banks will collapse. Yeah. And Bank of America, months ago, when people tried to get into their accounts, couldn't. Their accounts said zero. So I'm not saying that it could happen. It already happened to Bank of America. And think about it. One day you wake up, you think you have your Social Security check in your mailbox, in your bank account. It's not there for your mortgage. It's not there for your bills. And how do you handle that with your mortgage company? Because mortgage companies right now, basically, they'll put you in the hole to foreclose you. It's not waiting 7 months anymore. They cut that down to 3 months. They scam too. They're ridiculous. That's gone up. I mean, since every year you do see something go up. This year with the 2% COLA for seniors, that was crap. 2%? 2% when Elon Musk is a billionaire going into the Treasury Department with all our private data to steal from us, and we just get 2% COLA increase from the cost of living when the cost of living has gone up. I should have photographed. Everybody was concerned for eggs, and sorry, I had to take an aspirin for a headache. I should have taken a photograph of the egg cartons and the prices. And I just see some egg cartons for $13. And then I think, well, I could buy a couple gallons of gas. Let's see how much gasoline costs in my area. and it's between $3 and $4. It's creeping up to $4 a gallon. So the higher these prices go up, and you know, we get, yeah, our emails from Wi-Fi, the phone companies, Microsoft, this and that comes and says, oh, well, because of the adjustment and the cost of living and prices going up, we have to adjust our prices too to keep up with our competitors. So instead of $6.99, your price will be $9.99 or $14.99. Everything is doubling. Everything is doubling. I'm sure you're seeing that. I'm one person. I don't have a spouse. So it's not a two-person income. I can put it together. And here you have Elon Musk looking at your taxes. Besides, like I said, your Social Security, your Medicare, everything personal, to do that, I'm I mean, we're losing our constitutional rights right before our eyes. And it was already said many times Trump couldn't keep his mouth shut at rallies or talking or ranting on his Truth Social at night or on Twitter or X and saying, you don't have to vote anymore, looking at being a dictator. Um, I'm gonna help with inflation. Yeah, he sure is helping with inflation. I mean, it's like, let me fix this up so you have more of everything. But it's appalling. It's really appalling. I was happy to see one YouTube news clip. Um, it was with Representative Jeffries, um, and he was talking, and other Democrats were talking because they were saying every time they want to pass a bill, the Republicans shoot it down. We know yesterday that they shot down, they wanted to interview Elon Musk in Congress, and the Republicans shot that down. So it's all about the money. Uh, that's all it is. It's these are minions working for uh, Donald Trump just for the money and the control. And and I know God knows that I've caused my own headache and stressing over this situation. There are other people that it's affecting right now. And to also have countries, our allies, just hate us, hate Elon Musk, and just hate Donald Trump. That's pretty bad. It was bad in 1983 when we had nuclear missiles in England, and when I went to England and they heard my voice, they said she's the one that brought the bombs over to England, and I'm looking like, who are you talking about? Because I'm an American. It doesn't matter the individual, what you are. They see you just as an American and they condemn you. And then your whole country, because of the idiots in government, you as one person are condemned. God, I was condemned so much. The only people that really liked me, that hated the English back then, because there's a brawl all the time going back and forth over the centuries or whatever, was France. They welcomed me with open arms. Jesus, I wish, oh God, I just wish that life could be like that again. But we're in a terrible state right now, seriously. You just can't sit back, turn on your TV, and, you know, Trump last night was ranting and lying about some company had $8 million or whatever that was a waste and stuff. He's lying. Anytime he writes on X or Truth Social, he is lying. He is putting up a front to lie about another corporation or other people so he can steal that money. Don't you get it? Don't you see it now? That's how it's been. He's just a freaking liar. It's terrible. And Boing Boing Boy, all thrilled and excited. Um, Someone should put him on that spaceship, send him back to South Africa, or where his mother's from, Canada. Or Canada won't want him, and there are many countries cutting back on funding to Musk. I mean, it's it's it is what it is. We all have to work together. Like I said in my other video last night, right Representative Jeffries, even though he's from New York, but he's been in the government for I think 7 years now or so. Um, write to different people, complain. What I heard from these Democrats today, saying one woman said just in one day she received 1,000 letters of complaints about Elon Musk. Everybody wants him out of their business. Nobody should be in your business. It was enough knowing that Russia again and China were hacking us and doing stuff, and that Starlink, I think it's one of these foreign countries stopped funding Starlink for Musk, of course, and he could just shut that right down. When you know computers and you know how to hack things, you, you could shut down the whole system. And everything in our country is on the grid in computers. We can have a complete blackout. It was predicted that in 2025, the banks would crash, people won't know what to do, food's going to be scarce because we're going to have a 3-day blackout, meaning we're not going to see the sun or the moon for 3 days. And those people who are in fear of like what to do are going to run around like their heads are cut off, wondering how to survive. Darkness prevails on earth. Satan's demon angels will go sniffing and looking around for fearful, vulnerable people. And they will lie to you. And you're going to believe those lies. It's already on the internet. It's already through Elon Musk and all his manipulations and lies. It's already on Truth Social. When you hear that Truth Social, that to me is like a truth lies. Like, who does he think he is? It all comes back. I believe in karma. Some people don't. These are my opinions, folks. These are my opinions. But what goes around comes around. I've already told you what happened to other leaders. When you have pride and ego and you want control and power and you want that money, it's going to come back and bite you in the butt. And somehow, no matter how long it takes, I mean, World War II took 4 years. People say we wish this war would end in a year, but eventually it took, here's poor England asking our American president at the time, we need help because we're being bombed by Germany. And our president back then took a while for him to get in and get our soldiers over there to Europe, into France, into Germany, And then finally, Hitler puts a gun, you know, to himself and kills himself, you know. And, you need to watch the videos that they put on YouTube of the concentration camps and Auschwitz and what those people, their lives before, I don't care if they're Jewish or they were all Jewish and even from Poland too, but it's it's not a matter of what race you are. You're human. We're all related. God made man in his image. We are all his children. We should be all united. Jesus did say, I didn't come for peace. I came to divide houses up, families up, because he wanted to test us to see our loyalty to his Father in heaven. And this right now is a spiritual war. Again, and I will keep saying it, it is a spiritual war. People have gotten away from God, the, the church, and the church is corrupted. Some of them are. And you have to go back to Jesus' scriptures or praying to God, not just for yourself. Dear Lord, I want to win that lottery number on Friday. No, you got to pray for the love of your country, to save your country, and to pray for the world. Um, it's so unnatural right now. The weather formations are off kilter. The seasons are, that's the beginning of end times when, you know, God's saying, I'm doing all this. Are you listening? You're all through your materialism, your commercialism. Buy, buy, buy. I got to be better than the Jones. I got to do this and that. Um, all about the billionaires ripping off the middle class and then the lower class or the homeless and other people suffer. Is who did Jesus hang out with? He was with the sinners, the homeless, and helping those people. He called some Pharisees hypocrites. Some he liked, but he always went into his father's house and to the synagogue to pray under his father's roof, even though he had complaints about certain Pharisees that were just so crooked. I mean, that look at our government; it's so crooked. And Mike Johnson, when he got voted back in, that was a buy-in through Elon Musk, and that was probably bullying and threatening the Republican Party um, to have Johnson back in, because Representative Jeffries would have done a whole lot of good for the American people. Now we're suffering, and we're going to suffer more. And hopefully, I'll pray not to have these bags under my eyes and look sick. I'm concerned with my health insurance. I have a lot of health issues. And sometimes I lay in bed and I feel like just take me now. Just take me now. But I got Sadie girl. She's sleeping over there. And she says, Mom, don't go. We need each other. I'll take care of you. Yeah, take out my garbage. But folks, um, all laughing aside, this treasury breach and Trump letting Musk have his way and being threatening and bullying and just pushing people out of the way, we had to stand our ground. It's only been 2 weeks. I mean, we're into February now. And what's March, April? What's going to happen then? I mean, we're going to see a lot of people out on the streets, carrying luggage and just going to be like the people in war torn countries without a home because we got foreclosed. The banks ran out of money. Yeah, think about it. And then the other weird thing is after Trump talked about wanting Canada, Greenland, Panama, and then stupid name the Gulf of America instead of the Gulf of Mexico to just let it be. Like, what the hell's that? He wants to take the Gaza Strip. That has the whole world upset. The man's just blowing wind because his fragile ego is like, I couldn't even imagine what the hell's going on up in his brain. I can see him in a mental institute on medication, maybe getting shock treatment in a foamed room so he doesn't hurt himself with somebody watching him 24/7 because, excuse the expression, he's badass shit crazy. And his sidekick partner that this control and power, and you see it in his movements and in his eyes. He's got the look of a demon in his eyes. EM. I'll just say his initials. He just looks like it's dark. It's dark in there. It's very dark in there. It's sad. So I've gone on a little bit too long. I know I cannot talk as fast as 22-year-olds. My health insurance doesn't have dental, so I had to pay out of pocket. And it is what it is. Look, we just do the best that we can. Pray. Pray again for the light. See that light that comes through? Pray for the light. When you pray, and I'll say something real quick. Uh, 2016, I was working in a retirement home, and there was an entity attached to my client, and I was physically attacked like 3 times. And I called up the church, of course, the Catholic Church that's supposed to do exorcisms and stuff like that, and I wanted my rosaries blessed. And all the receptionist said at the time was, well, you can talk to the pastor, the priest, or whatever after Mass, after service. And twice I had asked this church before for help. But because I was not on their list giving them money, they wouldn't help me. So I had to go on the internet and also go in the Bible and read how to do an exorcism and block this entity, this evil entity that was physically attacking me. I had secondhand burns on my chest. Um, I had the first time I had a needle put in my butt, and I ran in the bathroom and said, "Where the hell did that come from?" And I know it was related to the client and her oldest daughter because every time they talked on the phone from Maryland to California and whatever was going on to the daughter, it would happen to me and I was being attacked. And sometimes I would say stuff like, oh, if I hear a loud noise go off while she and I are walking back from dinner to her room, I said, it sends off that ringing in my ear again. And all of a sudden, out of no place in the ceiling, a loud ringing goes off. And she was blind at the time. It said, where's that coming from? And I'm just holding my ears. And so how I overcame that was demons don't like it when you talk about Jesus Christ, and they don't like the rosary, the cross. And I would say, in the name of Jesus Christ's blood, I repel you. I have Jesus' blood and the Holy Spirit in me. I repel you from my body. You can no longer attack me. I would say that all the time, going up the elevator before going to her room to take care of her for 6 hours. Um, the last day that I was attacked, it was my rosary I had since I was 7 years old. Um, I had it around my neck, and when I woke up to touch it, it broke right off. And I had really never worn it. I only wore it that last month before she left to go back to California to protect myself. And it was like the demon was saying, "Oh, you think your Christ can protect you? Look what I did to your cross." And I just said, "It's just a rosary and you just broke it. But you didn't break me, and I'm walking out of here free." And when I left that building, 9 in the morning, it was like a beautiful sunlight, and it was like that heaviness and darkness like lifted off and away from me. And you know, I was glad to leave there. So my point being, and all this wrapping this up, it's a spiritual warfare going on, and people going about their business, being ignorant or not getting to the reality. When the reality hits, really hits, when the darkness takes over completely, you're going to be lost, and you're going to say, yeah, what the hell happened? When did this happen? Well, you haven't been listening because you've been just doing your little life and doing your little job, doing your drinking, your binging, um, whatever sinful stuff you're doing, and not paying attention to the signs around you or listening to Donald or Elon Musk. And on that note, I am extremely tired. I'm sure millions of people are concerned and worried. Continue contacting those in high office. Please continue doing that. That's why I'm doing this YouTube channel. I'm just a nobody, but I'm an American citizen. I have rights like everybody else here. We all need to work together. Every one of us. Doesn't matter what side you're on. This is affecting everybody. Everybody gets health insurance. Everybody gets Social Security or a pension or military um, money, and you want that taken away from you from a billionaire like Musk, and Donald's in the background just loving it. The, the more damage done to this country, to, they call it a coup, where the corruption is like, we had to stand up. There's more of us than those people. There's 1% billionaires. But spirituality, morals, and integrity speak more than what those people are doing. And those so called Christians that prayed over Trump and all that, they're hypocrites. I know I shouldn't judge, but like Jesus, when he went in the synagogue and there were Pharisees out, you know, in the towns praying in front of people, like showing how they're praying to God and praying the Torah, whatever. It was all for showing off for themselves. It wasn't for the glory of God. And right now, God's pissed, and we're seeing it in what's going on with the earth. My point again, and I don't care what anybody says, you can say all the climate change you want. The earth's been here for millions of years or more, and it's always gone through changes. But right now, through all this that's going on in the world, our climate and our earth are so imbalanced that we are getting hit with things that are so unusual, like that town in, I think, what, North Carolina, Asheville, that had flooding. The whole town got flooded out. Um, affects the wildlife, affects humans, and so we're seeing unnatural things happening, and they're going to continue until people start getting back to praying and asking God, like repenting and, you know, just saying, I'm with you. You don't follow a leader and praise rapist felon 47. The majority of people in this country did not vote him in. It's not a learning lesson. It's an experience, and we just happen to be in this experience in our lifetime. Like my parents lived through World War II. My grandfather lived through World War One, and fighting. Well, both grandfathers. It's stages of life and experiences that we go through. Yes, some can say, yeah, I learned from that. I'm not going to do this or that again. But it's experiences of the soul being in a human body, being here on earth. But let's do it morally correct. Let's have some integrity. And let's blow out Elon Musk from doing evil and get and impeach and lock up Donald Trump. Tired of this game. It's a show game, and it's deflection, reflection, gaslighting. It has to stop, and we got to make it stop. I've rambled on too much longer, and I need to chill out. That's all I can say. Take care. God bless. Stay in peace. Just keep your heads up and be aware of what's going on.